Number 8 of the Mike Ferry 40 real estate objection handlers. And that one is, I want to find a house before I put mine on the market. I want to find a house before I put mine on the market. Now, guys, this makes total sense to me. It makes complete sense to me, and it also makes complete sense to the consumer. But you can't just take it at this, because the one thing that we don't know right now is their motivation, right? So we don't know if this is a condition or if this is an actual objection. A condition meaning we have to know what their motivation is. If they don't have any motivation, if their motivation is just to find a house that's 50% on sale, 50% lower than the market. Look, I want to find a house that's half the price before I sell my home for 120% of the price, because this scenario is the exact same person. Somebody who wants to go out and buy the market, who thinks that they're going to be able to find a house for half price in this market, is that same person who wants to list their current house for 20% over market. I mean, if you're going to list it 20% over market, why not list it over 50% over market? I mean, isn't 50% more money better than 20%? I digress. So that's the first thing we want to talk about is this a condition or is this an objection? So here's how I'm going to do it. Remember, I'm going to acknowledge it. That totally makes sense. Why would I use that as my acknowledgement? Because to me, it does totally make sense. In fact, I think it's responsible. It's a responsible thing for a homeowner to do to make sure that you have a place to move before you get rid of the one that you own, right? What are you going to do? Move into a tent? Going to go rental? You could do a short-term rental. Sometimes that's a really good idea. Remember, as salespeople, we get paid to solve problems. And the bigger problem you solve, the more money that you make. It just so happens that the bigger problem typically means a higher price, right? So not that the problem's any different than if you're working with a mid-range property in your market versus a high-range margin. The objections or the situation are the same, but the bigger the price, the bigger the commission. So that's why I say that. So, it totally makes sense to me. In fact, I think it's the responsible thing to do as a homeowner that you don't get rid of the house that you're living in first, or at least finding a place where you're going to live first before you get rid of the house that you have. Now, here's the softener. If you don't mind me asking, what kind of house, what is it specifically the type of house that you're looking for? Now, as we started this, I'm looking for a house that's half the price of what the market is. Okay. Thank you for your time. Good luck with that. So let's go back into this. So if you don't mind me asking, what is it specifically that you're looking for in a house? Well, I'm looking for a 4-bedroom, 2-bedroom house in the XYZ area. Oh, okay. 4-bedroom, 2-bedroom house in the XYZ area. Have you met with a lender yet? No, I have not met with a lender yet. Okay, guys, if they haven't met with a lender yet, that is a clear sign of their motivation. People who meet with a lender are motivated. And it's not just meeting with a lender to get qualified, right? A qualification is just them asking you questions about your financials. It's actually getting pre-approved, where they actually provide their tax returns, their pay stubs. They've gone through the whole underwriting process. So that tells you if they've done all of that, they're very motivated. So so if you don't mind me asking, what is it the type of house that you're looking for? Well, I'm looking for a 4-bedroom, 2-bedroom house in the XYZ area. Okay, have you already met with a lender? Yes, Brett, I have already met with a lender. Did they tell you, have they given you a price of what you're approved up to? Well, I'm approved up to, in California, let's say 1.2 million. Okay, so you're at 1.2 million. So if I could find you some homes to actually take a look at, would you be open to starting the process right now? Right? Would you be open into starting the buying process right now? Because this objection, guys, is tied to the sale. Would you be open to starting the buying process now? Would you be open to looking at properties this week if we found something for you? Because here's the thing is they're not going to list their property without having an understanding what's on the market. Now, you could go into this and actually solve problems and finding out what their motivation is and see, is it an option for you to sell this home and do a short-term rental while we look for a buy for you? That's not a bad idea right now, guys. Given where the market's at, given the uncertainty of the market next year, not a bad idea. Inconvenience, yes, 100%. Nobody likes to do a double move, especially depending on the frequency. If you buy now or if you sell now, you move into a rental, a short-term rental, and you move again in 3 months, that's not very fun, but it's an option. And most homeowners don't see that option unless you, as the experienced real estate agent, the professional, bring up that option. So let's take this from the top. So the objection is, I want to find a house before I put mine on the market. That makes total, Mr. and Mrs. Seller, that makes total sense. In fact, I think it's the responsible thing to do as a homeowner to make sure that you have a house or have a place to live before you get rid of the one that you already have. Now, if you don't mind me asking, what is it specifically that in a house that you're looking for? Well, I'm looking for a 4-bedroom, 2-bedroom half in XYZ area. Okay, terrific. Now, have you already spoken with a lender, or are you in a position just to pay cash? Well, I'm not in a position, I have a down payment, but I'm not in a position to pay cash. Okay, do you already have the down payment? No, I don't have the down payment. I need to sell this house to actually buy the next one. Ding, 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 ding. You wouldn't have known this if you wouldn't have asked the question, guys. Look, they need to sell this home to free up the equity before they buy the next one. So they can't buy the next one until they sell this one. And that's where it comes into you being a problem solver. But you have to ask the questions. Without asking the questions, you don't know the situation. Without knowing the situation, you can't solve the problem. And if you can't solve the problem, you're not listing a house, you're not selling a house, and you're not getting a commission. It's a domino effect. So Mr. and Ms. Seller, if I were to arrange a conversation with you and the lender, could you meet with them this week? And then as long as you're able to get qualified, would you be willing to start the process of looking at a property, looking for properties now this week? Yeah, I mean, if you could do that, we would do that. Terrific. All right, guys. So that's how I would do number 8 on I want to find a house before I put mine on the market. And then I'm going to go through number 9.